Good evening, my impatience. Good evening. Hi, how are you? How are you guys doing? I hope quite well. I hope quite well. So, I hope you guys will join and engage with me. Dante wants to know what's good. Not much, Dante. Not much. I just had dinner. I had actually a shitty dinner tonight. My mother made. I mean, Nathan's hot dogs aren't a shitty dinner, but um, I mean, it's definitely not a nutritious and healthy dinner. I had hot dogs for dinner, basically. Maybe I should go to the open mic tonight. I'm really frustrated. I'm sitting in solitude. I'm screaming how I'm frustrated and sitting in solitude. Maybe I should just go to the open mic and perform, even though I don't really feel like being there. You know what I mean? Hey, Sleeves says, "Hey, Andrew. Hey, Dante. Sleeves, do you think I should go to the open mic tonight?" Maybe just go. I don't know. I'll call my father. Let me call Poppy. Slave says, "Hell yes, get out." I'm gonna call Poppy and see Poppy's take on it. Yeah. I mean, I think get out and do some stand up. I'm not gonna do any new jokes. I'm gonna do all classic jokes. Let's call Poppy here. Let's call Poppy and see if he thinks I should do stand up comedy tonight. This is good for you. Do some stand up comedy. Hoy hoy, I'm on with the inpatients, but I got a question for you. So I'm having cabin fever. I'm like really frustrated. I want to do something, and I remembered it's Friday night. I should just go and do an open mic set. Yeah, I want to perform though if I go there. That's a good idea. So maybe I'm going to go to Paradise Studios tonight. Can you mute the TV and take me off speaker, and I can practice some jokes to rehearse? Yeah.
Jokes that yeah, what type of are they jokes that new ones, or are they
To be honest with you, I'm not really sure what to do. I want to do something easy tonight. Because
you haven't done it in a while?
I haven't done it in a while. Yeah, exactly. So let's get the set. Let's get a set list out here. Let's get a potential set list. Okay, what are some of your favorite jokes of mine?
OMG caffeine.
OMG caffeine. That's a classic. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a staple.
I mean, everybody's heard that one a million times, but I'll throw it on there tonight because I'm not in the mood to really think.
Yeah, I mean, you have to practice. You have to practice the old ones also sometimes.
Yeah. So my mother has a heart condition, and she can't have caffeine because a little bit of caffeine could literally kill her. So one evening, she was drinking a beverage. She took a sip, and she looks at the packaging, and she says, "What? Oh no! It says OMG caffeine on the package." And I'm like, oh, she thought it had tons and tons of caffeine, but it did not say OMG caffeine. When I took a look at it, I said, "No, Mom, it says 0 milligrams of caffeine, meaning it's decaffeinated." She was relieved, obviously, because she didn't want to die. Me personally, that's what I want in my coffee. I want, oh my God, caffeine in my coffee. I want tons and tons of caffeine in my coffee. You know, obviously, I was walking through the supermarket the other day, and I saw a coffee beverage, and it said OMG pumpkin, for pumpkin spice. With the happy lawsuits culture we have in America, I should try to sue them, thinking it was decaffeinated, and saying how the caffeine gave me a heart condition. I don't know, just an idea. Okay.
Good. I like the fact that you embellished on it too.
I embellished on it too. Okay, so I'm gonna go with the young and rich hockey player. The joke about seeing. Okay.
The hockey player.
The hockey player. Okay. I'm gonna say the family member who said this was you, even though it wasn't actually you, just because it's easier. So I was watching hockey, and there was a hockey player who was in his early 20s, about 24 years old, and somebody said to me, "How does it feel knowing this hockey player is younger than you and has more money than you'll ever see in your life? He has a multi-million-dollar a year contract." And I thought to myself, obviously that does peeve me a little bit. That does irritate me. But I was watching this guy during the post-game interview. He sounded like a dumb jock. He sounded like a dud. He's like, "I got to put the puck in the net and score the goal and compete with the battle level." So I would much rather be me than this young and rich hockey player. But, does this guy have more money than me? Yeah. But yeah, it definitely is irritating. What do you think of that one?
Good. That's a good one too.
That's a good one too. So let's look at some more. Let's go with erotic 9/11.
I don't know if I know that one.
Now you will.
Yes, I will.
So when I was in college, I took this English class. And there was this professor, and a lot of the topics for the English class were African American slavery, World War II, September 11th, like American history topics. And he was trying to say how he's the cool professor and you could write about anything. But he said, your papers can be funny. They could be creative. They could be imaginative. Then he turned to a cute woman in the class. He said, your papers can be erotic. And he was trying to say you could write about anything, nothing will faze me. But, personally, how can you write an erotic paper about September 11th? When the planes came crashing into the buildings, we had a burning and steaming affair. September 11th is the opposite of erotic. It's life and death. It's, horrific. I mean, even if you wanted to, it's almost impossible to write an erotic story about September 11th. So what do you think of that one?
Yeah, good. That's a good one too.
Okay. Okay, here's one. If a criminal assaulted you. If a criminal assaulted you. Okay, here we go. Okay, one sec. Okay, the phone fell.
No, I'm good.
Okay, so I was having a conversation with my mother, and I was telling her how I was anxious going into New York City. I was telling her that I was afraid. And she was telling me most of the time when you go into New York City and go to your mental health recovery groups, you have a fun time. You meet friends, you have a good time. And she says, you need to go in there with the attitude, I dare the criminals to assault me. I get what she was trying to say. Don't be anxious. Don't be afraid. Go in there with a tough attitude, and you're going to have a nice day. But let's say, hypothetically speaking, you were really riding the subway and a criminal did assault you. It would obviously be traumatic. You would probably start to cry. You would have to get the police involved. Hell, if you actually wound up defending yourself and accidentally wound up, killing the person accidentally in self-defense, you might even go on trial. So, I mean, I get what my mom was trying to say. I go in there with the attitude, I dare the criminals to assault me. But if that really happened, it would be a really bad day,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to call this story the Undertaker story, even though it's Mordecai.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anybody gets the Mordecai reference. And Undertaker is just easier. So,
Yeah,
so
you may get people who know the Undertaker.
Yeah, you might get. So when I was in high school, my favorite wrestler was the Undertaker. Also in high school, I worked at this supermarket, and on break, I went into this bathroom and I was getting washed up. I guess this part doesn't really matter, but I thought I was alone in the bathroom, and I looked in the mirror, and the Undertaker is like this, undead zealot, and I look in the mirror and I say, "Sinners, forgive them, Father, but I will not." To my surprise, some guy calls out from the stall, "Are you okay out there, buddy? Is everything all..."
You know what? You know what I would do?
What?
I would repeat that a second time. Like not just like one time, like you were looking in the mirror and you were like working it up.
Yeah, I mean, because I let it all hang out. I think I'm alone in the bathroom, and I just say, "Sinners, forgive them, Father, but I will not." To my surprise, some guy calls out from the stall, "Are you okay out there, buddy?" So I leave embarrassed. But he comes up to me after he leaves the bathroom. He says, "I was really inspired by your religious message. I would like to join your religious cult." But seriously, I was just trying to run away from him. I didn't want to have any interaction with him. I was embarrassed.
That's always a good one, also.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Okay. I guess I could do phone book. This is an interesting one. Okay. So I wonder how people have me program. I mean, anybody interact with people when you don't know somebody's last name and you interact with somebody? How do you program them in? Some guy I know from the gym is Michael Jim. Some guy I know from doing comedy is Timothy Comedy. Somebody I know from work is N-word Stop and Shop. I wonder how people. I know my father, my mother and father got a divorce. My father has my mother programmed in as Monster. My father has my mom programmed in as Asshole. So they program. I wonder how people have me programmed in. I want to think they have me programmed in as Andrew Future Movie Star or Andrew Future Billionaire. But when I saw somebody's phone, I was Andrew Crazy in their phone. I don't want to be Andrew Crazy. I want to be Andrew Rockstar in somebody's phone. I don't know. Yeah, it's got potential.
Yeah, I like that one also. That's a good one.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do True Love here. True Love's a good one too. Okay. So I was watching TikTok, and there was a guy who said, some people say you're going to only find true love with one person. Your mother. A mother's love is unconditional. A mother's love is powerful. You're not going to find it with a romantic partner. You're not going to find it with friends. The only person who will truly love you is your mother. And I'm thinking to myself, this guy's a little bit too into his mother. He's like Oedipus Man. But all the comments were saying, this guy is so inspirational. This guy is powerful. I'm thinking to myself, I don't know, man. This guy is a little bit too much. So, obviously, I look at these billionaires with these supermodel girlfriends. Does the billionaire truly love the supermodel? Does the supermodel truly love the billionaire? Some people say true love doesn't exist, but true love exists in the form of the billionaire's narcissism. I bet you he loves himself, and maybe the supermodel loves the way she looks. And Oedipus Man, he truly loves his mother. So to the people who say true love doesn't exist, it exists in the form of those three examples.
Good.
That's good. That's excellent. Yes.
Yep. Mama?
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 Yeah, Oedipus Man.
Mama?
Okay. This is. I'll do expert tennis player here. So when I was in college, there was a woman who I was infatuated with, and I was a little bit like a man child who was on the path to nowhere. To my knowledge, this woman didn't know how to play tennis. I don't know why my psychologist at the time even used this analogy, but when he said why this woman wasn't interested in me, he said, "This woman, she's an expert tennis player, and you, Andrew, you're a beginner tennis player. Expert tennis players don't want to play with other. Expert tennis players want to play with other expert tennis players. They don't want to play with beginners." I'm thinking to myself, when I used to play video games, I was an expert video game player, and some of my friends were beginners, and I would train them. Can she train me to be an expert tennis player? He's like, no, she can't. I don't know if my psychologist at the time was trolling me or not. I get what he was trying to say. He was saying you're on the path to nowhere. You're kind of like a man child who's not serious about the future, and this woman is motivated and serious about the future. But I mean, where did he come up with the expert tennis player analogy? It seems a little weird,
Yeah.
I mean, it seems a little weird. I get what he was trying to say. I mean, it seems like a little bit of a weird example. Like, oh, she's an expert tennis. He's probably making a joke, but I didn't even realize. Okay. So I could do this one too. I could do snow. Okay, a snow plow. So when many years ago we had these neighbors, and I think I took a juice box and I threw a juice box on their lawn, on their sidewalk in front of that. It's not their lawn. That would be a little too, reckless. But he came behind me. He was like, "Don't litter on my property." I think he thought I was weird because I was always walking. So one time during a blizzard, he snowplowed our driveway for us as a thank you. It was a neighborly thing to do. We had shovels. He snowplowed our driveway for us, saved us a lot of work, and we're like, "Thank you for doing that for us." So as a thank you, my stepfather, he got this guy a box of donuts for him and his children. I, not realizing the box of donuts was for the neighbor, took a donut. Then I took another. Then I took another. And my stepfather, not realizing I took the donuts, took the half-eaten box of donuts and brought it over to the neighbor's house and presented the neighbor with a half-eaten box of donuts. When I realized what my stepfather had done, I cringed. I'm like, ooh, there was a miscommunication here. And so needless to say, during the next blizzard, he only snow blew half our driveway for us.
I like that one.
That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah. And what you say also, like, there's a moral of this story.
There's a
moral. And the moral of the story is,
I guess there's a moral there somewhere.
Yeah.
So, are you sure to do the Andrew diagnosis? That one?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, too.
So, I went up to my psychiatrist. I said, "Doctor, I have something wrong with me. I don't know who to tell and what to do." He said, "I've been a shrink for over 40 years. I've seen it all." I said, "Not this. I have the Andrew diagnosis, a diagnosis that is so unique to me. I have OCD, mania, depression, germophobia, some bipolar symptoms. Oh, yeah. And I'm schizoaffective." And he said, "Oh, my God. I've never seen anything like you before." But over time, he started salivating at the mouth. He wanted to help me. He wanted to cure me of the Andrew diagnosis. I wanted a diagnosis that's so unique to me. I don't know. So, how many people are on mega regimens of psychiatric medication? I am, even though I'm not anymore. It's really embarrassing when you go to a doctor for the first time, and the nurse, the 20-something-year-old nurse, comes into the room and she asks you, "What medications are you on?" I have to say Latuda, Lamictal, Lithium, and that's just the L's. By the time I get to the R's, I feel like she's swiped left on me like it's Tinder. She asked me, have you ever been hospitalized? I say, yes. For what reasons have you been hospitalized? Psychiatric reasons. Okay, that's a good one too, right?
Yeah. And it goes, it flows into the other joke.
Yeah. So I'm a 37-year-old disabled adult child. I'm sitting back watching my life pass me by, and my father says, Andrew, you need to pull the trigger. Like Pink Floyd, the starting gun, begin your life, begin the race. And I was thinking to myself, okay. And I told my psychiatrist, my father says I need to pull the trigger. That seemed like good advice. Until I mentioned it to my psychiatrist. He said, pull the trigger is bad advice for somebody who's depressed. He said, mental health recovery is not like pulling the trigger. It's more like moving sand. Erosion can occur. Moving sand? That sounds like, stocking shelves, or it sounds Zen or Buddhist-like. Moving sand? What was he talking about? I think mental health recovery is more like constructing a house. But on that note, okay, there's
I'm going to interrupt you for a second.
Yeah.
I would embellish about the doctor. I would say something to the nature of, so I said to him, I've got to pull the trigger. And as soon as I said that, the doctor's face totally went white. And I could see that he was very nervous and very upset at what I said.
Yeah.
And then you can go on saying like, no. He said, no. You don't want to say that. Pull the trigger. I mean, you could do it that way.
And then again, I don't know if I even want to. It's just, I practiced some jokes tonight. I guess I should go out and do an open mic. Maybe I'll go on first and leave shortly after my performance. I mean, I have the 8 minutes of jokes set now, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I even want to perform. Would you? I mean, I'm seeing a friend tomorrow around 11 a.m. And would you perform tonight, or would you take it easy?
Yeah, I mean, perform.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You have the opportunity to.
Yeah, let's see what time this is. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna go on first. I also got to take the Cobenfy. I think around 7. Should I Zoom you from the car and pop the Cobenfy before my performance?
No. Give me a call when you get home.
But I can't eat 2 hours before, So,
can't eat 2 hours before. Oh,
the last time I ate tonight was 5 p.m. So I ate at 5 p.m. and I want to take it at 7, and then I have to wait. Then I have to wait an hour after I eat. That's really one of the biggest pains in the ass about this Cobenfy.
Yeah. Yeah, give me a call. What's convenient for you?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna take the Cobenfy tonight. Maybe I'll take it when I get back from the open mic. Yeah. Let's go and see what time it's.
But you know what? Maybe you want to. Maybe you want to grab a little bit something to eat afterward. No.
Yeah. Okay, so sign up is from 6:30 to 8:15. The open mic is from 7:30 to 9:30. It's open mic and live music. It's $5 to perform. I should do it. I don't know if I'm having anxiety or if I don't feel like going over there or what the story is, but I should really do it.
Yeah, it gives you something to do,
Yeah, it gives you something to do because otherwise I'm really getting cabin fever. I'm ready to tear my hair out. I'm frustrated by the solitude, and I have something to do tonight, but I just don't feel like doing it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. So just go and perform.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess. Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. So I got the jokes. I got the $5. It's right down the block. Just do it.
Yep.
Okay. And I'll call you when I get back from the open mic. And I'll call you when I get back from the open mic.
Okay.
And we'll take my Coben 5.
Perfect.
All right, awesome. So I'm gonna do it tonight.
Excellent.
All right, adios.
All right. Keep me posted.
Peace out.
Love you.
Love you. Okay. All right, guys. How are you guys doing? So, I think I'm going to do open mic tonight, guys. Let's call my mom. Let's call me Madre. Yeah, I think I'm going to do open mic tonight. Yeah, my friend is coming. I'm live, so don't say anything too crazy. But my friend is coming over tomorrow around 11 a.m. Open mic sign up is from 6:30 to 7:30. Open mic starts at 7:30. I think I'm going to try to go on first. I don't really feel like staying for all the people's acts. You know what I mean? So maybe I'm going to try to go on early and leave shortly after my performance. But that's kind of rude. Do you think? Yeah. Did you think they get annoyed when I go out? Like I go on first, I perform, and then I leave. Do you think they get annoyed by me? Yeah, I guess people don't really care. So if they want to stay and watch the acts, they stay and watch the. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I think I'm gonna do it because I'm really getting cabin fever tonight. I'm just sitting here in solitude, and I'm going crazy. Yeah, I'm going nutty. So just. Yeah. So I'm gonna get out tonight. I'm gonna go to the open mic. So okay. Okay. Love you, Mama. Bye. All right. Peace out, my impatience.